But the crack era was real in Brooklyn. When it first broke out, it was so real. And you have the crackheads, we called them, walking the streets, just doing whatever, like walking around like zombies pretty much. And that was the era that I grew up in. And it didn't affect me, thank God. But being a girl from Brooklyn, going to the laundromat was a thing, having to go I think 3 blocks to the laundromat because we didn't have, the in-house wash machine and dryer at that time, my family. So that was something, going to school, we walked to school, we were very independent kids. If you missed we call it the crew was going to school. If you was late because you want to be late at your house doing whatever and you missed the crew, then you had to walk to school by yourself. And I was never scared to walk to school by myself. Like now, they got all this crazy stuff. I was never scared to walk to school by myself.
So y'all had to walk to the train to get to school, or it was just straight up walk to school?
Elementary school was it was like 6 blocks away, our elementary school. So we walked to elementary school and we walked back home. It was no bus. The people who got on the bus, they lived far, or they was like the short bus people. Wow. It was a fun time. I remember my teachers like yesterday. They were very nice teachers. I had male teachers in elementary school, and that's something that you hardly ever see in the South. Right. And my teachers lived like in Long Island. They would drive because I was all up in their business, because it was interesting for me to have a white teacher in Brooklyn live, and they was cool teachers, and they was guys and they was cute, and I was like, what? Right. So I was like the good girl because I wanted my teachers to be pleased with me. They was like, okay. But so you grow up fast in Brooklyn. You grow up thinking, you have to be independent. Your parents expect things from you, and that's it. Because my parents got on the train and went to downtown Brooklyn and Manhattan to work. So they left us in the morning. Like when me and my sisters got ready for school, we got ready for school on our own. My mom was already gone, 6 o'clock. My dad, the days that he didn't go early, he wasn't getting up. So when my dad got up, we was already gone. So you better had your stuff in order as a young girl from Brooklyn, because you got your schedule, you know what it is, and you better be on it because everybody was on like a rotation. Ain't no parents dotting back like these days, kids calling home, I left this, I left that. You finna get your tail cut, you left something. The kids on the block, everybody's doing fast stuff. You have to be strong to not, take part in that. Most of the girls on the block, I would say out of 12, it was probably 4 who didn't get on crack.
What was sports like growing up?
God.
Was it because like in the South?
It was amazing there too. In the cities, sports was very nice. Basketball in school.
Yeah,
like basketball.
Yeah, like in the South, it be grown-ups tailgating at the homecoming events. They graduated high school in 2001. They still pulling up at the homecoming tailgate.
The alumni.
In the North, what sport do they still go hard for sports? Is it baseball?
Basketball, hands down. The basketball team could walk through the hallway and just get all the praise and all of the, the respect and everybody, and they use that basketball clout to really walk through them halls like they was like they was irreplaceable type,
Absolutely.
And I didn't have a skill in the world. That's why I admire what my daughter Donette does for Victoria. She tries to set her up early for these things because I had no training, no nothing. I tried to be on the girls' cheerleading team because I wanted to be following the basketball team. I always wanted to be with the who's and the what's, right? So
Yeah.
Shoot, I couldn't be a cheerleader worth of crap. So the gym teacher, she said, you know what? You still gonna go with us to every game. You gonna be a water girl. And of course, the star basketball player was my boyfriend. His name was Max. So yes, shout out to Max if you ever see these vlogs, Max. And so to have the most popular guy on the basketball team, your boyfriend, you of course want to be a cheerleader. It was so fun. High school was so fun, I think, and that was what was so fun for me with junior high school was that was the only time I got to be a kid because in high school I was a whole mom and a wife and everything.
Right.
So junior high school, I remember everything, and then that was the era where we moved from Bed-Stuy to East New York. So I spent my junior high school and high school years on Herkimer Street. That's when my father upgraded our house to the brownstone. So I had to leave Brooklyn and become an East New York girl, which was so scary for me because in New York you have, boroughs, your block, and I ain't gonna be that girl, because I was cute, so I didn't want to be like, huh?
You didn't want to be that girl switching blocks.
Yeah, I ain't want to be that girl switching blocks because my personality, I can't be a girl just on the block ain't saying nothing. Like, I got to be, hey, hi, what's up? You know what I mean? So Herkimer Street accepted me. They loved me. And what I didn't do, I didn't like any of the boys on my block. I never did that. Even on Decatur Street, the boys on the block, they want to go with you. They want to be a girlfriend. I don't know what it is about boyfriend and girlfriends when you young, but that's like the most time people want to go with you. When you a kid, I'm like, we kids. What y'all doing? And so I ignored all the boys. And when I got to Herkimer Street, I ignored all the boys. And they were like almost in a competition, like who she's gonna talk to. And my friend Vic. So Vic went to the junior high school I went to. So Vic ended up being the friend. And so Vic come on the block, walk me home with my books or whatever, carrying my books. And so they saw Vic was carrying my books and, Vic was acting like, so then everybody just like calmed down. But dudes be really trying to see who want to get her first. It's crazy. And they do that in Brooklyn for sure. The question I always get asked, was it scary? It was not scary. Even though it was Bed-Stuy, do or die, it wasn't scary to me because that was my life. Like I had to get on the train. I had to get on the bus. I had to walk the streets. Like, what you gonna do? You gotta pass these crazy people on the street. You don't know what they doing, but you gotta walk past them because your house is that way. If you go the other way, you gonna see somebody else crazy.
You also have to be brave because if you show any sign of weakness, that could be.
Oh God, yes.
I want.
Yes. I'm just glad every time I got in a situation when I felt like somebody was either going to jump me or something crazy was going to happen. Thank God something always happened to save me. Like it was always somebody in the crowd to say, don't mess with her. I am so glad about that. And that goes to being with the right people, still having your certain circle of people. I've always had a certain circle of people, and the ones who you least expect is going to look out for you.